Okay, today we're going to be doing a blend door actuator on a 2011 Dodge Durango. Show you some of the parts here coming up and really how easy it is to do. Okay, so what happens on these actuators? There's a gear like that. It actually sits on there like this. There are the stops on here. That's what the actuator runs up against, and that's where it calibrates. When it hits that resistance, that's how the car reprograms its calibration all the time. These top gears blend into another gear for the actual blend door itself, and those have been known to break off. These tabs will break, and then the motor will keep turning until the blend door stops and it breaks the top off. So we start right there in the steering column. That just pops loose. These tabs, easy. I've already pulled this out from underneath. You can see that it's just got those push-in tabs. The rest of this panel has some screws in it that's got to be taken out, and I'll be using a 9/32 impact driver, and I'm gonna get all that out of the way and then I'll be back. Get the lower panel out of the way. You can see where the headlight switch is. Right behind it, there is a screw for that panel. The headlights are just held in by clips, so you can pop those out. Same thing over here, where this panel was at. You got a screw there that had to come out. And then 1, 2, 3, and then 4 screws at the bottom. And that whole panel is out of your way. Metal panel behind that, and that's gone now. You can see right there where my light's hitting, that's your floor duct heat. And if you look right up there where the light's hitting right now, that is the actuator. It's got wires plugged into it, and there's one of them. There's going to have 2 screws that hold that together, and they are a T20 Torx. One's going to be easy, one's not so easy, but I am going to pull that floor heat ductwork out, and it just, you can see it, they snap together. So you just got to get a screwdriver or something in there and pop them out, and it'll give you a little bit more room. And you can see right underneath there, there's that tab. Try and point to it. Right there. You can see how the motor is lined up right now, so when I pull that off, make sure you don't have any power going to anything so the actuator won't turn. When you put the new gear on the actuator, you know that's the way it's going to want to line up. And then the gear for the blend door just lines up center tooth to center tooth on the new actuator gear. To get that screw out, it's a T20. That upper air box I was not able to get unclipped, so a gear wrench would be better, but I just ground down a T20 Torx bit and taped it into a wrench like that, and that got it out far enough to where I finished with some needle nose pliers. So I'm going to pull that off, change out the gears, and be back. The old gear on the actuator, and by comparison, you can see that broke off that one tab, and then in doing so, in doing that, when that tab by my thumb broke, it takes off that whole gear pack. You can see it's missing there. Now, the blend door gear, you can see it right there. You want to make sure that runs freely, and this one does. Sometimes they'll go over center and they'll stick, and you can kind of tell there's a wider gap right there. Well, that makes it pretty simple, because the gear here also has a wider tooth. Those have to line up, And then once it's up there, I'm just gonna make sure I have it turned to where it was when I removed the actuator, and everything should be lined up. Put it back together. Okay, got it all in now. You can see all the panels went back to place nice. Most all these panels have those just push-in tabs, so they snap apart very easily. I think all in all, even with some projects around the house I got called to do, it was about 2 hours. Needed pliers, a few sockets. Longest thing was I had to grind down the 1T20 to fit the tight clearances. A little pry bar for moving stuff around and a flashlight, but all in all, pretty easy job.